Did he give you the turbo?
We've all been there, perusing Facebook, and we see that one post of, if you could have one car from your birth year, what would it be? Well, the answer for me would be a 1993 Toyota Supra. Unfortunately, that's probably not going to be an option in my lifetime. They've gone completely insane in price, and I don't think I could ever spend that much for what you get. That being said, one of the things that I really don't like about supercars is I always have the feeling of I could build one better. And so why don't we apply the same logic to the Toyota Supra? Now, my dad has always wanted a 5th gen Camaro. Ever since they were released in 2010, he has wanted to get his hands on one. So we thought, why don't we combine two of our dreams into one build? And I give you the American Supra. This is a 2010 Camaro SS that we picked up off of Facebook Marketplace, and it is going to be the car that we take to Six Summer. Now, why did we choose this car? We chose this car because this car has pretty wide appeal. Something that we noticed at PRI was there was not a lot of the oddball cars there. This car popped up on Facebook Marketplace and it was too good of a deal to pass up. So this is the car that we will try to really bring the Vortec 4200 platform to the mainstream with. Now, we want this engine to have appeal to a wider audience, so we thought it would be best to put it into a chassis that had appeal to a wider audience. And therefore, we're going to put it in this. And what I hope this will be is what a GM should have built. An American Supra. This has been a project that I've been sort of mulling over in my head for a little while. For a while I thought we would do it with a Corvette, but I think doing it with the car that is a step down from the Corvette is actually more appropriate. After all, I think the Camaro is much more comparable to the Supra, and so here we are. Now, the car is not perfect, and we probably wouldn't own it if it was. The car had a tree fall on it at some point in its life, and you can see that the rear quarter on this side and the front fender on this side are pretty dinged up. Alright, moving on to the interior of the car, you can see that the car already has a 25.5 cage installed in the car. And it was done very well. This is definitely done to our standards. Everything is TIG welded, it's chromoly, and it is very tight to the roof and definitely tucked up out of the way. which is how we like to do our cages. And the interior was not all hacked up to install this thing. Everything is fit really nicely around the dash here, and you can see that there weren't a bunch of holes hacked in everything. And overall, I am really happy with what we have here. Additionally, the rear bulkhead in the car is phenomenal, and it's definitely a sign of the quality of the build. Now, if you guys don't know, when you're building a cage like this, you need to take into account the driver and whether you actually fit or not. And my dad and I are both a little bit on the taller side, so the fact that we actually fit inside of this car is a really good sign. You know, there's some cars that you see on the marketplace that you go and look at and it's just like, nope, I'm not going to fit in that. And this car definitely fits my dad and I very well. The one thing we may do is we may move the seat back slightly. I do fit pretty comfortably, but it would be nice to have just a little bit more leg room, and luckily there is room to do that. All right, let's get out of here. Moving on to the rear suspension, it is a Ford 9-inch conversion on the factory independent rear suspension, and it has pretty much all of the upgraded parts that you can install on a factory rear, such as tubular A-arms and the adjustable shocks and upgraded axles and such. It has a set of 325 gears with a spool, which is going to be perfect for our application. Last thing I want to mention are the wheels. This car came with billet specialties all the way around, and it's something that we really need to take seriously on our future builds. Now, on a lot of our cars, we've been running cast wheels, and you can go pretty fast with them. But the problem is, as you go faster and faster, at some point you should really start thinking about an SFI certified wheel. These are SFI certified and they are forged, so they should hold up to the high speeds a lot better than what we have been running in the past. Additionally, the rear wheels are a single bead lock, and that is something that we have never had access to in the past because they're really expensive. So I hope that you guys are as excited about this build as I am. I think it's really going to bring the 4200 to the mainstream, because a lot of people are going to be saying, why is that Camaro making such weird sounds? And when we pop the hood, their jaws will drop. So let me know what you guys think about this thing in the comments section below. And let's get on to a special package that we received in the mail the other day. The Vortec 4200 has been being hot rodded from basically the day that it was released. Now, in 2002, GM was hot on the heels of chasing down sport front-wheel drive records, and I think that their hopes were that the Vortec 4200 would be a competitor for the legendary 2JZ. You can tell that they were aiming for a performance effort because of the twin turbo concept engines that they were working on behind the scenes. One of the guys that was part of the OG crowd to originally get into the 4200 was a man named Jeff. And Jeff was one of the people to do one of the original swaps of a 4200 into an older muscle car. The scene sort of died off around the 2015-ish time frame, and it didn't really come back into the limelight until some dumb kid in Pennsylvania decided that he wanted to give the engine a shot and make a YouTube channel around it. Jeff has been one of our biggest fans from the very beginning, and he has helped us multiple times with harmonic dampers and general advice on the platform. And recently he approached us about an idea of supplying us with his built Vortec 4200. I was honored that he would consider us to take his 4200 to the next level, and this showed up in the mail the other day. We will be doing a full teardown and inspection of his built engine, and we will be installing this thing into the American Supra. So make sure that you stay tuned for those videos. And with that, I'm going to end this video off here. Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you in the next one.